We all believe that if we had just a little bit more, we'd finally feel settled. But here's the promise. Real contentment isn't something you buy. It's something you learn. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 9 says, "People who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires that plunge them into ruin and destruction." Yesterday we looked at how most of us are richer than we realize. Today we're flipping that around and asking an even harder question. Even if we had more, would it actually make us happier? The answer might unsettle you, but it will also set you free. Let's start with something that Paul wrote that's easy to miss. Philippians chapter 4 verse 11. "I have learned the secret of being content in every situation." Learned, not received, not stumbled into. Learned. That word changes everything. Contentment isn't a feeling that you wait for. It's a practice you build day by day. Like learning an instrument, you practice it. So try this today. Before you buy anything, even something small, pause for 10 seconds. Ask yourself, am I buying this because I need it or because I think it will make me feel better? Just notice. That awareness is where contentment begins. Paul wrote those words in Philippians from prison, and he called himself content. Contentment isn't about having less. It's about wanting what you have. Now, if contentment is something we learn, what keeps us from learning it? Well, there's a force working against us every day, and it's much cleverer than you think. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verses 9 and 10 doesn't just warn us about money. It describes a mechanism. Trapped by many foolish and harmful desires. The advertising industry, social media, the whole consumer economy built on one idea: make you feel like you don't have enough, so that you keep buying. It works because it plays on something deep within us, the fear that we're not enough and that things might fix that. But the moment you name the trap, it loses its grip. Next time you feel that pull, I need that. Everyone else has one. Pause and say, I see this. That's not willpower. It's wisdom. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 10 says, "Those who love money will never have enough. How meaningless to think that wealth brings true happiness." The more you have, the more you want. That's how the system works. Now, if buying things doesn't bring happiness, what does real happiness look like? The Bible gives us an answer that's much simpler than we perhaps expect. Think back to the happiest moments of your life, the ones that really stay with you, the ones that make you smile. They're almost always about people. A moment with someone you love, a time that someone helped you, a feeling of being known and welcomed. So do one thing this week that costs nothing, but means everything. Write a note to a friend. Sit with someone who's lonely. Say thank you out loud to someone's face. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 6 says, "True godliness with contentment is itself great wealth." Not godliness and a good bank balance. Godliness and a settled heart. Both are free. If happiness lives in relationships and not in receipts, what's fighting against that very truth every day? Well, every advert says, in one way or another, you're not enough. But if you buy this, you will be. That promise never delivers. God says something entirely different. You are already loved, already valued, already known, not because of what you have, but because of who you are to Him. So tonight, before you scroll through anything, spend 30 seconds with this thought. I am enough. Not because of what I own, but because God says so. Say it again tomorrow, and the day after that. Let it settle. Paul learned contentment because he knew who he was, a child of God, held by grace. That's the foundation everything else is built on. So today we've looked at the happiness trap, the idea that more stuff equals more joy. It doesn't. Real contentment is learned, not bought. It lives in your relationship with God and the people around you. Tomorrow, we're looking at something that surprises many people: what your money is actually telling God about you. You might not like what you hear, but come back and find out. I'll see you then.